maybe I look at it different because John John's like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for John John taking risk on me. I wouldn't be here if he wasn't getting me certain names at a young age and a young start. And he looked at me and said, Loso, give me 1 year, I'm gonna make you a household name. And he did it. There's nobody who's taken more losses than John John in that situation at all. Like after that event, I walked out with $30,000 in my pocket. Woo! There were certain things that we had to go ahead and do to make the event happen. You had to be at certain meetings, you had to be on certain phone calls, all this stuff. John John was never playing about none of that. He was there, he was making sure, like even though when the rest of us was probably joking around too much and just thinking it's a money grab, like John John made sure that this relationship did not fall through. I don't expect people to understand the ins and outs, the nuances behind the scenes, right? But I do expect you guys to be like, yo, this man has a track record of putting together a league and him battling himself. He's a battler. You think he doesn't want to pay the battlers? Now, granted, could there have been certain things that were done prior to avoid this situation from going on? Yes. There was an unfortunate situation that did not go down. And when that situation occurred, it was easy to point the blame to John John because he's the face. Here's the thing, and that wasn't just the only situation. There was another situation, I'll say this too, with Mr. Fab. You know what I'm saying? When we was out in Oakland. And so
John John get a lot of like stain put on him.
But it's easy to
other people ain't coming forward like, Fred, yo, this is what happened.
Exactly, because Fred, you gotta think about it. He's not the type, John John's not gonna get on here and throw X, Y, and Z under the bus.
He gotta do that.
But
because
yeah,
people are putting John John to blame for a lot of stuff. And I don't care if I know he's smooth, he moved a certain way. It make it seem like something that it's probably not.
Me and John done had disagreements. Prior to Endgame, let me tell you something. Prior to Endgame, we got into an argument. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't supposed to battle Serious Jones. And so
who you supposed to battle?
It was supposed to be Rum Nitty. It was supposed to be Rum Nitty as the Endgame. We're in the group chat, and he says, all right, guys, I got the flyers or whatnot. Like, right before he drops the flyer, he goes, Loso, Nitty couldn't do the battle, man. I said, damn. He drops the flyers. He drops, News and T-Rex, Clone Tay-Rock, him and Cassie in the group chat, and he drops me and Serious Jones. And I said, Serious Jones? And he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already talked to him and stuff like that. I was like, so I wrote him, and I said, yo, when did I ever agree to Serious Jones? I literally wrote him that. And he responds, and he says, you didn't, but if you don't want to do that, you could go watch it from the middle of the crowd. Like he said, you could watch the event from the crowd. Right?
Yeah, that's gangster.
Yeah.
Say,
brothers don't do that.
Respect to the
But then I told John, yo, when I get to Atlanta, I'm slapping you. No, I'm joking. So, he ended up apologizing, and I ended up telling him like, yo, I was just asking a question because why are you even putting me on a flyer with Serious Jones when you didn't even ask me? I'm not